Square Enix may have launched Final Fantasy VII Rebirth recently, but they are already working on the sequel as reported by Aira Kimochi on Twitter, who listed details from the Ultimania book compiling information about the remake. As revealed by creative director Tetsuya Nomura, the main story for Part 3 is already written and voice recording could start very soon, with series producer Yoshinori Kitase considering adding new important stuff that wasn't in the original. They also hope to bring fans a quality product despite the shorter development time, and for that they are keeping the same staff that worked on the previous two parts, which help in an efficient development from Remake Part 1 to Rebirth. If we remember, Remake came out in 2020, with the Integrate chapter in 2021, and now Rebirth in 2024, which means Part 2 was done in 3 years, and Kitase also pointed that out in the Ultimania report. So we could be looking at a 2027 release for Final Fantasy VII Part 3, celebrating the 30th anniversary of the original game, and it may be one of the last games for PS5 before the next generation starts in 2028. Part 3 will be a test for the franchise, as Rebirth has underperformed compared to Remake and Final Fantasy XVI, as per a new report from analyst firm Ampere, who said Rebirth has only sold 2 million copies after 6 weeks. Remake in comparison sold 3.5 million copies in 3 days when it launched in 2020, but we also have to remember it was right before the pandemic, while FF16 did 3 million at launch. In related Final Fantasy VII news, Rebirth received a new patch last week that fixed the issue with the trophy can't stop won't stop, so anyone with trouble getting the platinum can go back to trophy hunting. Do you think Square Enix will be able to launch Part 3 by 2027? What do you think of Rebirth sales? Voice your thoughts in the comments. Welcome to Hyper Games. Here's more gaming news that you need to know. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, sharing it with a friend, and subscribing for more. Sony has announced the top PlayStation Store downloads for March, where Helldivers 2 is still dominating, while Dragon's Dogma 2 slayed its way to the top. On PS5, Helldivers 2 commanded the chart for both US, Canada, and European regions, followed by MLB The Show in North America and EA Sports FC24 in Europe. Then Dragon's Dogma 2 was third in both regions, with just 10 days of being in the market. Finishing the story was WWE 2K24 in 4th place in North America, while in Europe it speared its way to number 6. Team Ninja's Rise of the Ronin has not carried good momentum in retail in Europe, but on digital it slashed the competition to 5th, while in North America it landed at number 9. Star Wars Battlefront Classic was a disaster at launch, but it still gathered people's attention to be 6th in North America and 8th in Europe. Square Enix RPG epic Final Fantasy VII Rebirth launched on the last day of February, and it was enough to secure 2nd place last month, but here it plummeted to number 9 in Europe and 11th out of the top 10 in North America. For PS4, Minecraft and EA Sports FC24 topped the chart in North America and Europe respectively, followed by Red Dead Redemption 2, Batman Arkham Knight, MLB The Show 24 and Need for Speed Heat in North America. Then in Europe it was Minecraft, Red Dead Redemption 2, Need for Speed Heat, and The Forest. Meanwhile, PSVR 2 had Side of VR debuting first across all regions, followed by Beat Saber and Pavlov, with Among Us VR and Creed Rise to Glory completing the top 5 in North America, while Arizona Sunshine 2 and Among Us VR did so for Europe. Free-to-play was almost the same for both regions, with Fortnite, Roblox, Fortnite Battle Royale and Call of Duty Warzone taking the 4 top spots, and complemented with Fall Guys in the US, Canada, and Rocket League in Europe. What games did you pick up last month? Let us know in the comments. Let's continue with Larian Studios and Baldur's Gate 3 as they keep racking up awards, now from this year's BAFTA Awards. Baldur's Gate 3 ended up the big winner of the night with 5 trophies, including Best Game, Music, Player's Choice, Performer in a Supporting Role with Andrew Wincott as Raphael, and Best Narrative. According to Kotaku, with this win, Baldur's Gate 3 becomes the first game ever to win a Game of the Year accolade in every major award platform, including the Golden Joysticks, the Game Awards, DICE Awards, Game Developers Conference Awards, and BAFTA Game Awards. Following up in the BAFTAs were Alan Wake 2, Viewfinder, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder with 2 awards each, with the Remedy game taking audio and artistic achievements, while the puzzle indie game Broke Perspective taking the Best British Game and New Intellectual Property, and Nintendo leaving with Best Multiplayer and Best Family Game. Insomniac and Spider-Man 2 won in this one as well, thanks to Naji Jeter webbing the Performer in a Leading Role award for his performance as Miles Morales. The rest of the winners included Best Debut Game Benva, Best Evolving Game Cyberpunk 2077, Best Game Design Dave the Diver, Best Animation for Hi-Fi Rush, Game Beyond Entertainment for Chia, and Technical Achievement for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Congratulations to all of the winners. Do you agree with them? Share with us in the comments. Moving on, in the previous video we were talking about EA doubling down on future Battlefield content with the help of several studios, including EA Motive, who did the remake of Dead Space, with both executive producer Philip Ducharme and creative director Roman Campos Oriola leading that Battlefield team. So what does that mean for a Dead Space 2 remake? Well, according to insider Jeff Grubb, the studio was working on concepts for Dead Space 2, but given the poor sales for the remake, it had been cancelled. Dead Space Remake managed to open huge in January last year, landing second in the US chart behind Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It debuted 6th in Europe and the UK, but when the year ended it was nowhere in the US top 20, while it was 29 and 30 in the UK and Europe respectively. EA came out with an official statement saying there was no validity to Grubb's story, and that a Dead Space 2 remake was never in development. Jason Schreier from Bloomberg later added to this story, indicating EA's statement was correct, as the remake for the second game never entered production. EA Motive explored several ideas, with one being a remake of Dead Space 2, and the other being a completely new Dead Space game, which they were more interested in. Neither option was greenlit and the game never entered pre-production, so it was never cancelled, as EA's official statement said.
Marge, I'm confused. Is this a happy ending or a sad ending?
It's an ending, that's enough!
With that, EA Motive has moved into working on the new Battlefield and the Iron Man game, so who knows if a new Dead Space will be considered in the future, but chances are very slim. What do you think of the fate of the Dead Space franchise? Do you think EA will explore it once more in the future? Sound off in the comments. And exploring is what you will have to do in the upcoming Star Wars Outlaws, as Ubisoft will not be using its signature open world design element for opening up the map. We are talking about towers. Whether you climb them as in previous Assassin's Creed games or Immortals Phoenix Rising, or unlock them as in Watch Dogs or older Far Cry games, it's an expected design from the publisher, although in some games such as Far Cry 6 you open the map by exploring. According to Star Wars creative director Julian Geraghty in an interview with Game Informer, the map fog will clear as you explore the open world and not by opening up sections with a tower-like mechanic. Maybe that makes some fans happy, as the game has received some backlash since the launch details were revealed last week. The main concern is the price increase for the premium editions, with the Gold Edition getting a $10 to $20 price increase compared to previous games from the publisher, and about $10 for the Ultimate Edition. Furthermore, there's an exclusive mission as part of the Season Pass, and some fans are angry there's even a Season Pass for the game. Do you agree with them? Are you looking forward to Star Wars Outlaws? Let us know in the comments. Now it's time for a round of quick-fire game news. Sony and Insomniac are celebrating Ratchet & Clank PS4's 8th anniversary by releasing the Bouncer weapon as a free download from the PlayStation Store. The Bouncer was a pre-order weapon back when the game launched in 2016. The title also received a PS5 60 FPS patch back in 2021, so Insomniac keeps surprising fans of the Lombax and Robot Duo's original adventure. Stellar Blade launch is almost here, as the Shift-Up game debuts on PS5 this April 26. There's a lot of hype, with the studio revealing some players have checked out the demo for over 50 hours. Now we know how much space it requires on the console. As revealed by PlayStation Game Size on Twitter, you'll only need 30.5 GB of space, so it's a far cry from the 90+ GB requirements we have seen for other PlayStation exclusives. We go back to EA, but not to talk about their other Marvel project besides Iron Man, the Black Panther project that was announced last year, coming from Cliffhanger Games, a studio formed by Shadow of Mordor veterans. According to VGC, a new job listing at the studio indicates it will be an open world game, given they are looking for a sandbox designer who will be instrumental in designing and populating encounters, systems and gameplay with a dynamic and evolving open world. We have more from EA, as they have announced they are raising prices for EA Play across all platforms, including PlayStation. The standard membership, which is the only one available on console, will go up by $1 from $4.99 to $5.99 per month, while the yearly subscription goes up by $10 from $29.99 to $39.99. EA is not the only one raising prices for its subscription, as the same will happen to GTA Plus, the Rockstar membership that gives Grand Theft Auto 5 benefits and some Rockstar games. GTA Plus will go up by $2 from $5.99 to $7.99 or equivalent per month in the US and Europe. They don't offer a discounted yearly sub. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. Let me know what you think in the comments below, give this video a thumbs up or down to let me know your feedback, check out more content you may like as well, such as the launch details for Star Wars Outlaws, and subscribe for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hyper Games, and I'll see you on the next one.